The live feed of the ceremony is available in Malone 112 and Hilton 100. Restroom trailers are located on both the Malone and St. Robert's sides of Sunken Garden. In the event of health issues or emergencies, including lost persons and first aid, EMT tents are at the back of the Sunken Garden. Campus safety is located in Foley Annex. The ceremony will be closed captioned on the Jumbotron and webcast today. To ensure the ceremony begins on time, saving seats will only be permitted until 30 minutes prior to the start of commencement. After that time, saving seats will not be permitted, and we ask that the aisles remain clear as we anticipate the start of the ceremony. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. And see your messages on the big screen. Use tag LMU Grad on social media to celebrate your day and give your graduate a special shout out.
I'm Malcolm Dix. I graduated in 1994 from Loyola Marymount University with a biology degree. I'm a fire captain with the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I'm stationed at Fire Station 125 in the city of Calabasas. As a fire captain, I'm in charge of the fire station. I am a company officer, basically command my team on a fire or emergency medical call. I've been also trained as a paramedic for 20 years. I knew this was in my calling between my freshman and sophomore year when I changed majors from engineering to biology. I didn't know if I could see blood or not. So I took an EMT course and I did a stay at Santa Monica Hospital for a 12-hour shift, and after that I knew I wanted to do something in this field. My biology degree, I was able to do different classes, anatomy, physiology, and that helped me out towards the emergency medical side. And then also I was an EMT on campus. Being an EMT on campus was very interesting. It helped me actually pave the way for another job. There was another EMT on campus that had a job at Sentinel Hospital, and he helped me get that job while I was at Loyola, and that actually brought me in the steps to meet paramedics and firemen in the career that I have. Loyola really helped me get this job with the education and values that it gave me. The biggest thing is only 1% of the applications with LA County Fire Department become a fireman. So I was very lucky to have this job and be healthy for the last 20 years.
Live from New York, it's LMU! This career trek's been awesome. I've never been to New York before, but this is probably the best way I could have experienced it for the first time. Coming to New York and being on this trek, everything that we're learning in the classroom, it's cool to see how it applies in the real world.
This has been an extremely impactful trip. I've really learned the power of LMU's alumni program. You know, I think our focus is so much in California, but now I know that line reach goes further all the way to the East Coast and here on Wall Street.
Going from LA all the way to New York is a great opportunity. We flew across the country, but I kind of feel at home through these people, even though this is a completely new place. Be right back, I'm starting my career.
Sheer love that LMU alumni who are working professionally have for LMU and the current students there. The fact that they all want to stay in touch with us is just another godsend.
It just makes me very hopeful about our professional careers leaving the school.
Go Lions!
How many LMU resources can I visit in under a minute? Let's go. Let's go. This is the Academic Resource and Writing Center, where students can find writing tutors, study spots, and even a massage chair. This is the Career and Professional Development Office, where students can get personalized career coaching, resume help, and even get a free headshot for the LinkedIn profile. This is our top 20 best college library, and if you ever need help finding a book for class, this is where to go. If you need a place to study, of course, this is the best spot. Like what you saw, make it official. Book a campus tour today.
Emoji that I would use to describe LMU is like the sunset emoji.
Palm tree.
One emoji would be like
the friend emoji.
Sunglasses. World
The lion emoji.
It's the confetti popper emoji.
The palm tree and the sun emoji.
The sunset emoji.
The palm trees.
LMU in one emoji is.
Favorite thing about LMU? My service org, Sursum Corda. Definitely, it's a community I found here at LMU. So, love that. And we love Buster, on top of that.
The community, everyone is kind of like here to support you. You can find your community. It may take some time, but I think that's the beauty of it. You know, it's an adventure.
The bluff. I love to look off of it. I love to sit there, contemplate life.
I think LMU has a great way of getting people off the bluff. I've been able to take a lot of trips to multiple places, and I don't think I would have had the opportunity at any other institution. So, yeah.
I just love the work that we do in the community that we're able to create. It's lovely to be able to sort of give back to the community that I feel is giving so much to me.
The people. I love my friends. Whoever's here, if there's a recording.
I need to video you. I've already been recorded somewhere.
The beach volleyball team.
LMU Incubator, because, you know, Incubator's so cool.
I think it's Dr. David Choi. Shout out entrepreneurship.
The sense of community I feel here on campus. I feel I'm networking every day with my peers and my professors.
The bluff.
It was definitely the people. I'm a transfer student, and I really only knew one person going into it, and I immediately felt really welcomed by all the people.
Okay, I'll go first. Yeah, somewhere.
Where?
I don't know. The campus, the community, and the friends that I've made here.
The small class sizes and professors, and how pretty it is.
Yay!
Welcome to LMU's 114th commencement exercises. We congratulate the graduate class of 2026 and Lion families on this momentous occasion. We ask that the graduates, guests, and participants refrain from conversation and unnecessary movement during the ceremony to ensure that all may hear the name of their graduate when it is announced. Foghorns and other noise-making devices are prohibited. Graduates and guests are asked to remain seated until all student names have been read and the faculty recessional has ended. With less than 30 minutes to the start of the ceremony, saving seats is no longer permitted. At this time, we ask that all guests clear the aisles and take their seats in preparation for the commencement procession. See your messages on the big screen. Tag Loyola Marymount University on social media to celebrate your day and give your graduate a special shout out.
All right, here we go. That's me. No, that's Google. That's the ocean. Ah, Hollywood. What's up, law school? And there. That's me. And I got the best view in the city. It's nice, right? As you sit here, I wonder, what do you see? Most people, they see slick new buildings. Look at that one, and this one. This one's got a solar panel. Renewable energy. And inside, a new age of enlightenment beginning. Illuminating science and reason. How to think, not what to think. The next cure for a disease. Ideas for invention, breakthroughs, formulas, artifacts, abstracts. The storytellers of the future, making Hollywood blockbusters. A better tomorrow, led by curious people, striving to create a world we want to live in. A new age of exploration, ideas spreading like the wind. You might see individuals being themselves, expressing, impressing, connecting, people standing for and with others. Here is a place that you can dream out loud. And yeah, we got history, lots of history. For more than a century, we've been doing our thing, inspired by these folks right here, who've been doing their thing for 500 years. What excites me the most isn't what's already happened, but what is about to. And not everyone can see that, but that's what I see in you. What I see in you, it's that spark, that infinite wonder. It's called spirit. It's me. And it's in you. I can see it. Ignite a brighter world. LMU.
Nothing is more practical than finding God, than falling in love in a quite absolute, final way. What you are in love with, what seizes your imagination, will affect everything. It will decide what will get you out of bed in the morning, what you do with your evenings, how you spend your weekends, what you read, whom you know, what breaks your heart, and what amazes you with joy and gratitude. fall in love. Stay in love, and it will decide everything.
That light, beautiful, isn't it? And this tree? Not bad, huh? Yeah, this campus is pretty special. But we didn't always look like this, or even this. To truly understand a place, you've got to know its story. You have to trace its roots. So let's start back at the beginning. Well, okay, not that far back. We trace our roots to 1865, when St. Vincent's College, Southern California's first institution of higher learning, opened in downtown LA. Then, in 1911, the Jesuits stepped in, bringing their faculty, welcoming St. Vincent students, opening Los Angeles College. That's the moment the university we know today truly took shape. Since breaking ground in Westchester over 100 years ago, LMU's campus has looked over the city of Los Angeles from way up here. But our heart and soul has always been right in the center of it. A history of LMU is a history of LA. We've watched this city rise, stumble, change, and rise again. And we've always risen with it, while staying grounded in our mission. In the 1920s, LA was on the precipice of exploding with growth, a mix of oil, movies, cars, and ambition. It was the perfect place for a new kind of university to take root. When our law school opened in 1920, we made legal education accessible to everyone, working students, men and women, dreamers, and trailblazers. We were the first law school in LA to admit students of all faiths. Then, during World War II, students, alumni, and Jesuits alike dedicated themselves to God and country as volunteers, soldiers, and chaplains. The Frontline Lions, Father Lorenzo Malone's global chaplaincy program, brought news from the war, offering prayers and hopes for those at home. As the country recovered after the war, Father Edward Whelan provided jobs and housing at Loyola to Japanese Americans recently released from incarceration camps as they rebuilt their lives. The mid-20th century brought big challenges, from war to civil rights. In 1950, Loyola's president and football team made a stand, walking off the field rather than playing without their black teammates. That same spirit of inclusion grew on campus when then-President Father Casasa hired the first Black and Asian American faculty before the neighborhood integrated. And after the Civil Rights Act of 1964, students united to push for change. In a show of support, Father Casasa founded the Ad Hoc Committee on Race Relations. He even partnered with the American Jewish Committee to offer training on interracial relations. And in that first group was Tom Bradley, who would later go on to become the mayor of Los Angeles. Alongside faculty and student expansion, a major and lasting change was in progress. Meanwhile, the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange, under Mother Mary Felix Montgomery's leadership, were building St. Joseph's College into a force for forming teachers and faith-driven leaders. And over in Palos Verdes, the Religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary, guided by Mother Raymond McKay, had expanded from its Westwood roots, having spent decades leading women's higher education in LA. In 1968, the two women's institutions merged under the Marymount name, and soon after, Loyola University and Marymount College joined forces. 2 schools, 3 religious orders, and one bold experiment in shared teaching and leadership. And in 1973, the LMU of today was born. Hey, Sister Mary Beth, why was that significant?
When the Religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary and the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange came to the Bluff, they brought not only coeducation, but a living dialogue with the mission of a Jesuit university, renewing LMU's heart, imagination with rigor, compassion with justice, and a shared life of faith, justice, and community.
Those early years after the merger brought momentum. Building on the legacies of both Loyola and Marymount, we expanded beyond what anyone thought was possible. We created a community of true belonging. And in those years, LMU's special games took root, an enduring joy in LMU's story. Our mission was so strong We even hosted weightlifting in the 1984 Olympics.
Now, as Los Angeles continued to grow, so did LMU. We expanded our campuses, added new buildings, and even reimagined Loyola Law School with the famous architect Frank Gehry. In 2000, we honored the land's first people, the Gabrielino Tongva, with a permanent memorial that still stands today. In 2018, we opened our third campus in Playa Vista, linking LMU to Silicon Beach, where studio, lab, and industry all come together. In 2024, LMU was recognized as both Hispanic serving and Asian American and Native American Pacific Islander serving, a reflection of who we serve and how we serve. Which brings us to today. Under the leadership of Thomas Poon, LMU's 17th president, we enter a new chapter, a chapter rooted in our Jesuit and Marymount tradition, animated by a vision that is distinctly, unmistakably LMU. What sets LMU apart is our people, how we show up for each other and for Los Angeles. Our alumni open doors across the city. Our students give over 250,000 hours of service each year, and our law school leads with purpose through its pro bono tradition. From student organizations that date back more than 100 years to local and global immersion, our students impact the community and the lives of all involved. Our alumni carry something special with them, something that was shaped right here. And, well, you've heard enough stats from me. Maybe we should hear from these people themselves. Because if you want to understand a university's purpose, you have to look at the people it sends into the world. So how about I hand it off to a few of them who've gone on to do some pretty incredible things.
What LMU gives you is something real, an education that keeps you grounded, but pushes you forward. It's about thinking big, staying true to your values, and having the courage to make a difference in the world.
LMU is a vibrant community of change makers, scholars, and leaders. A tightly knit village where people encourage each other to be their most authentic selves.
The professors aren't just teachers, they're mentors. They actually care. They challenge you to think deeper, ask questions, and find your own voice.
Some of the most transformative lessons at LMU aren't learned in the classroom. They happen out in the world.
Experiences abroad, volunteering, getting our hands dirty.
Those opportunities changed how we see things and who we are.
What began as a whisper in space-time became a beautiful symphony. LMU gave me the tools to hear it, to test bold ideas and light the way ahead.
And as rapid innovation reshapes society, LMU's edge is clear. Our mission centers humanity, guided by ethics, fueled by creativity, and rooted in community. We form values-driven leaders, ready to shape the future. And now, with President Thomas Poon leading the way, LMU is moving forward with purpose. He's challenging us to think more critically, shift our imagination into high gear, and stay rooted in what makes this place truly unique. Faith in the power of education to transform lives. So, from those roots that we love so much, the ones that stretch back 500 years, to a city shaping the next century, LMU has never been content with the status quo. We exist to form people of conscience and creativity. People who see the world not as it is, but as it could be. And when there are tough times that tempt us toward despair, we choose something different here. We choose to build, to believe, to lead with love, to live with hope, to stay true to our roots, and to be a light in the world.
LMU class of 2026. By the LMU's Children's Annual. Today is your day. Congratulations. You did it. We're so happy for you. We're so proud of you. You're the best. You rock. Way to go, Lions. Keep being awesome. Keep moving. It's your time to shine. Now go out and make it matter. I love you. We love you. Go Lions! Go Lions!
Welcome to Loyola Marymount University for the 114th commencement exercises. Faculty Senate President, Associate Professor of Mechanical Engineering, Brendan Smith, is leading today's procession with the University Mace. This tradition dates back to the earliest universities of the Middle Ages. The University Mace honors more than 100 years of academic excellence at LMU and celebrates the 500-year tradition of Jesuit education. The handle was fabricated from acacia wood, symbolizing humanity's enduring strength. Its 3 asymmetrical curves represent our sponsoring religious orders: the Society of Jesus, the Religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary, and the Congregation of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange. The sculpted flames are inspired by St. Ignatius's desire to create a brighter world. Nestled in the flames is a globus cruciger, which signifies our students, their formation, and their impact intertwined with our Catholic mission and identity. The top of the mace features the university's ceremonial mark and seal. Graduate class of 2026, please come forward. Would all please rise for the faculty procession?
Good morning. Please be seated. My name is Kat Weaver, and I'm the Executive Vice President and Provost here at LMU. On behalf of the university community, especially our new graduates, it is my pleasure to welcome you to Loyola Marymount University. I also welcome those who could not be with us today but are watching via our webcast. As part of the university's recognition of our history, location, and our relationship to the indigenous communities in Los Angeles, we acknowledge the Tongva peoples as the traditional land caretakers of the Los Angeles Basin and Southern Channel Islands, and the presence of LMU on this traditional, ancestral, and unceded land. We're grateful to have the opportunity to live, learn, study, and create at LMU. As we begin our celebration, I invite Ernesto Colin, Associate Professor and Academic Program Director in the Department of Teaching and Learning, to offer this morning's invocation. If you are able, please stand for the invocation and the singing of the national anthem.
Let us take a moment for reflection. Nite tlapacoa noiwayan. Noca Ernesto Colin tlahuitolini, nican tlazo camatilia, ihueca, tlaca, akin, nican, walewa. Nikin tlazo camatilia, nahuillocan. Nikin tlazo camatilia, tlenon, tech yoliti, ticate. Inon totatsin tlali, inon tonansin tlali. Waniwon namoyek yolo. Mi nombre es Ernesto Colin Tlahuitolini. Saludo todas mis relaciones. Agradezco a los ancestros de este lugar, Huaspet, en Tobangar. Agradezco a los guardianes de los cuatro rumbos. Tomemos un momento para agradecer otro día de aliento y a todos los elementos sagrados que nos dan la vida. My name is Ernesto Colin. I greet all our relations, and I greet all of you sitting here before me, you who came from the stars. Let us give thanks for our breath and another day of life. Let our lives be a form of gratitude to the ancestors of this land and to the guardians of the four directions. Let us give thanks to the sacred elements that give us life by being a medicine for others. We acknowledge all that is above, all that is below, all that is dear, all that is inside our hearts. We honor the east, the place of the sunrise, and ask for the universe to bestow upon us wisdom and new beginnings. We call to the north, the place of quiet, remembering the teachings of all those who gave their lives so we can be here today. We turn to the west and think about where we need forgiveness and healing. We look to the south, the place of willpower, gathering courage to be our best selves. Today, we stand at the threshold of a commencement. We acknowledge the Ashe, the divine spark and the power to manifest. Ashe has carried these graduates through their years here. We call upon the spirit of Sankofa, looking back at those who paved the way, praying that our words have weight, our actions have power, and our journey be blessed. As we take up our diploma, we take up Kuleana, the sacred responsibility to care for our community and the earth that sustains us. May there be baraka in our efforts, so that small acts of kindness yield a harvest of change. May we find our ikigai, the place where our deep gladness meets the world's deep hunger. Amen.
Thank you. Please join Mia Serrera, a junior music major with a concentration in contemporary styles and practices, for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night So say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Beautiful. Please be seated. As we begin the formal proceedings, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the parents, families, friends, and spouses, as well as our faculty, for all they've contributed to our graduates. Class of 2026, let's give a round of applause to your supporters. I'm now pleased to present Thomas Poon, the 17th President of Loyola Marymount University.
Thank you, Executive Vice President and Provost Weaver, Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer Kerala, Chair Viviano, members of the LMU Board of Trustees, members of the LMU Board of Regents, members of the faculty, student development professionals, campus ministers, staff and administrators, GSLMU President Seamus O'Ryan, media executive and storyteller extraordinaire Ben Sherwood, spouses, partners, children, parents, grandparents, siblings, extended family, friends, and members of the phenomenal graduate class of 2026. Welcome to the 114th commencement exercises of Loyola Marymount University. Today, we honor your extraordinary accomplishments and the dedication you've demonstrated in furthering your education. As college graduates who chose to continue growing in knowledge, skill, and purpose, you have embraced the challenges of advanced study with curiosity, resilience, and ambition. We are honored that you brought your unique passion and drive to LMU, pairing it with our distinctive education in the Jesuit and Marymount traditions. Along the way, you have developed not only expertise in your fields, but also the discernment, compassion, and sense of purpose that the world so urgently needs. Your advanced studies and pursuit of knowledge distinguish you as individuals committed to intellectual inquiry, boundary-pushing innovation, and boundless creativity. The path that brought you to this moment has not been identical for everyone. Some of you came to LMU directly from undergraduate study. Others after years of professional experience, service, caregiving, creative work, or discernment about what might come next. What unites you is a single path, not a single path, sorry, but a shared commitment to growth, purpose, and the courage to begin anew. We know this achievement was not accomplished alone. Many of you have balanced demanding careers, responsibilities of raising children or caregiving, or other competing obligations. Many of those who supported you on your journey are sitting right behind you. I ask that you turn around and give your families and friends, colleagues and mentors a big round of applause. The dynamic experiences and diverse perspectives you bring to your fields of study enrich our academic programs and campus in ways only graduate students can. And we are made better, more inclusive, and more visionary by your presence. So on behalf of your faculty and administrators, it has been a privilege to accompany you in your continued formation. We are confident that your dedication to lifelong learning will carry you well beyond this day as you meet life's demands with resilience, skill, and compassion. Congratulations to the graduate class of 2026.
In early April, at the faculty recognition ceremony, the university honored this year's recipients of our highest level faculty awards. These outstanding members of our faculty were recognized for their extraordinary contributions to scholarship and creative works, teaching, service, and mission integration. Please refer to the commencement app for a list of these honorees. Each year, the university bestows honorary degrees on persons who symbolize, in an outstanding manner, a record of scholarship or service that contributes to the public good. In honoring these persons, the university recognizes their significant contributions to creating a brighter world. I now invite Paul S. Viviano, Chair of the Board of Trustees, to introduce our honorary degree recipient.
Good morning, LMU Lion families. A dynamic multimedia storyteller committed to intellectual inquiry and critical dialogue, Ben Sherwood is one of the most impactful leaders in media and culture. A Phi Beta Kappa graduate of Harvard College and Rhodes Scholar at Magdalen College, Oxford, he currently serves as CEO and publisher of the Daily Beast and is a strategic partner to Barry Diller, helping shape the future of journalism. Previously, Ben was co-chairman of Disney Media Networks and president of Disney ABC Television Group, where he led a $12+ billion global business and a workforce of more than 12,000 employees. During a period of profound industry disruption, he helped guide Disney's transformation into the streaming era, redefining how one of the world's most iconic companies competes in a rapidly evolving media landscape. Before that, as president of ABC News, Ben led the organization to #1 ratings, record profitability, and every major award in broadcast journalism, while forging groundbreaking partnerships with Univision and Yahoo. An accomplished entrepreneur, Ben is also the founder and former CEO of Mojo, a venture-backed platform that makes youth sports more accessible to families worldwide. Following its rapid growth and global reach, Mojo was acquired by TeamSnap, where Ben now serves as a member of the board. Ben began his career as a journalist and producer, serving as executive producer of Good Morning America and senior producer of NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. He is also an author of multiple books, including the New York Times bestseller, The Survivor's Club, which explores the science and psychology of resilience and has become a cornerstone of his widely acclaimed speaking engagements, as well as 3 best-selling novels, including The Man Who Ate the 747 and The Death and Life of Charlie St. Cloud, which was adapted as a feature film by Universal Pictures. As a media executive whose career demonstrates resilience and innovation amid disruption, Ben has repeatedly done what our Lions are being formed to do here: adapt, lead, and thrive in moments of uncertainty. Guided by the continuous pursuit of truth and knowledge, Ben embodies the lifelong devotion to learning that has led our graduate students here today. For his exceptional contributions to scholarship, service, and the LMU community, Loyola Marymount University is proud to bestow on Ben Sherwood the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of California and by the trustees of Loyola Marymount University, I now confer on you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to that degree. Congratulations, Dr. Ben Sherwood. And now please welcome Dr. Sherwood. Congratulations.
Good morning. Thank you, Chair Viviano. Thank you, President Poon, Provost Weaver, Executive Vice President Kerala, Chair-elect Dean, Chair Viviano, faculty, administrators, staff, families, and of course, the reason that we are all here today, the class of 2026. I am honored to be here at Loyola Marymount, though I did have a few questions when I received the invitation. How many people would be attending? How long should I speak? And who canceled? When you get a call to give a commencement address at a great university, you don't assume you were the first call. So, whoever canceled, thank you very much. I have to say, standing here in the Sunken Garden on a perfect morning like this, not bad for a guy who left this campus a loser 50 years ago. You see, I came to LMU 47 years ago as a high school debater. The Loyola Marymount tournament was one of the most prestigious in the country, and I took the competition very seriously. I was 15. I wore a Pierre Cardin suit. I carried 2 suitcases full of evidence cards, and back then, I was absolutely certain that the most important thing a human being could do was to win an argument. Which, to be fair, is still the governing philosophy of cable news. I still remember the national debate topic in 1979, resolved that the federal government should significantly increase the energy independence of the United States. This was a hot button issue in 1979. Gas lines circled the block. A gallon of gas cost 80 cents, which seemed insane at the time. My debate partner and I argued for greater energy independence. And on one of my index cards, I had researched what experts have known for half a century. If we didn't fix this problem, World War III would break out someday in a far-off place that no one had ever heard of called the Strait of Hormuz. Unfortunately, the judges were not impressed, and we did not win the debate tournament. So it's very nice to be back in happier circumstances and in a better suit. 50 years later, we are still arguing over energy independence, and we are still fighting over the Strait of Hormuz. What that tells me is that some questions don't get answered, they get lived, which, as it happens, is what this speech is about. There was a moment not long ago when 2 giant media companies merged, and I lost my job. I had spent decades building a career in journalism and television, from associate producer all the way up to running a whole media group with TV networks all over the world. The job was hard, and losing it was harder. For the first time in a long time, I didn't have a good answer to the most basic question: what do you do? I bet a lot of you are dreading this question too, because it's not just what do you do for work, it's asking, who are you? I imagine some of you are probably a little bit anxious, maybe most of you, And so are the people sitting in the back cheering you on. I've been here myself twice. 2 graduate degrees, twice the gowns, twice the ceremonies, and twice the parents politely asking if I had a plan. Now, let me see by a show of hands among the graduates, who here has a plan for their life? Anyone who raised their hand is either very lucky or not telling the whole truth. Don't get me wrong, it's fine to have a plan, and occasionally they even work out. Still, I've come to believe that certainty is performance, and only time reveals what's true. When I was your age, I thought I needed answers. And what I actually needed was to learn how to live inside a question. A German Romantic poet named Rainer Maria Rilke named this for me. See, back in 1903, Rilke received a letter from a 19-year-old aspiring poet. The young man asked Rilke to read his poems and to critique them, and Rilke said no. But instead of ghosting the budding poet, Rilke wrote back with something better than criticism. A few short sentences that are going to save you a lot of therapy. He wrote, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart. Try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms, like books written in a very foreign tongue. Live the questions now. Perhaps someday, far in the future, you will gradually live your way into the answer. Live the questions now. That is my best advice. I never really had a plan, so I've tried a lot of different things. For a brief time, I even tried to be a full-time novelist because I wanted to know what life like that felt like. Turns out, lonely, a slog, and financially alarming. The point is, you live the question, and you find out. And you don't need me to tell you that you're graduating into a world transformed by AI. Machines can now generate essays, codes, images, music, beer, strategy, even conversation. But there is one thing they cannot do. They cannot live a human life. Machines generate answers. Machines generate answers. You get to live your way into one. And that anxiety many of you feel right now, the uncertainty, that sense that your future is unresolved, is not evidence that something has gone wrong. It's actually evidence that something is unfolding. Anxiety is just uncertainty with bad PR. I once wrote a novel about a man who tried to eat a Boeing 747 to prove he loved someone. I know, absurd, but human beings do irrational, impossible things for love, and I hope we never stop. A machine will never eat an airplane for love. Only humans do that. Because humans must act without knowing how the story ends. Uncertainty isn't a problem to fix, ladies and gentlemen. It's what it means to be human and to be alive. I want to introduce you to another poet. Ariwara no Narihira lived in the 9th century in Japan. 1,100 years ago, he wrote 5 lines. I have always known that at last I would take this road, but yesterday I did not know that it would be today. 1,100 years, 5 lines that I have been thinking about for a very long time. Some interpret this as a poem about death. I actually think it's about every important turning point because it describes something true about every moment when the path finally starts to make sense, but never in advance. Surviving all those twists and turns, I've learned, is another word for living the questions all the way through. For me, that was never abstract. It was very personal. In August 1992, I was a young journalist covering the civil war in Bosnia and the siege of Sarajevo in Eastern Europe. Two of us from ABC News got into a VW van heading from the airport into the city on a notorious road called Sniper Alley. I sat next to my colleague, a veteran producer named David Kaplan. We were shoulder to shoulder planning our coverage when a 9mm bullet ripped through the back door of the van and pierced David's back. French combat surgeons tried to save him, but the blood loss and the damage was too great. It hit David, it didn't hit me. And I have never fully understood why. David died that day and he was 45 years old. And I've been living this question ever since. Why him, not me? What do you do with a life you didn't expect to still have? And you might say I became a little bit obsessed with that question. I've traveled the world. I've interviewed survivors of every imaginable calamity, like a Serbian flight attendant who fell 33,000 feet without a parachute, a Texas mountain climber left for dead on Mount Everest, and a children's librarian named Ellen Clore in Palo Alto. On a Monday evening about 20 years ago, Ellen was late for a knitting group at her friend's house. She climbed the front steps, she caught her foot, and she fell hard onto the ground. And when she stood up, a broken knitting needle nearly 4 inches long was jutting from her chest. She didn't pull it out, and that instinct saved her life because the needle had pierced her heart, her right ventricle, but by leaving it in place, there was no bleeding. Her heart kept beating as if nothing had happened. So later, surgeons cracked her open, they removed the needle, they stitched up her heart, and she went home a few days later with a 7-inch scar from her neck in the middle of her chest. 10 days after that, the hospital called. During her scans, a technician had spotted something, an enlarged lymph node. Further tests confirmed it. Breast cancer, caught early, treatable. The knitting needle had pierced her heart, and then it saved her life. The thing that broke her open found what was hiding inside. What if she had never fallen on her knitting needle? In the ER, Ellen couldn't stop thinking about her daughter Callie and her husband Hal. She wanted to survive for them. And afterwards, she told me, I really think this has brought out the best person I am or could be. So what happens when the questions get harder? The members of the Survivors Club taught me over and over, you don't survive alone. You survive on faith, family, friends, and in Ellen's case, physicians. Connection is survival, not metaphorically, literally. Since 1911, Loyola Marymount has been asking its students whether they are living with purpose, whether they are connected to something larger than themselves. The answer to life's questions every time, in every human life I have ever witnessed, is other people. E.M. Forster wrote 2 words that have outlasted everything he ever published: only connect. Only connect the prose and the passion, and both will live exalted, and human love will be seen at its height. Live in the fragments no longer. Achieve, yes. Succeed, yes. Build something great, yes. But first, connect. So sometime today, not someday, today, tell someone what they mean to you. a parent, a friend, a professor who gave you a rough time when that was the right thing to do, someone who showed up, someone who held on when you couldn't. Say it awkwardly if you have to, say it imperfectly, just say it, and texting does not count. I know this because I lived it. My wife, Karen, is here today. She changed everything. Before her, I understood achievement better than attachment. And after her, I became someone with a reason to live. She is the reason I know any of this is true. And I have two sons. Will is 21 in college on the East Coast, and Charlie is almost 16, and he's here today too. My sons make living the questions all the more joyous. Every morning I tell my sons the same two things. These are my secrets to a happy life. One, make a lot of friends. And two, learn a lot of things. Honestly, that may be the entire speech in 10 words. Everything Rilke and Narihara were trying to say inconsiderably more. I am 62 years old, and I want to tell you one last thing I couldn't have said or told you when I was 22. Time clarifies things, not in a frightening way, in a beautiful way. Gradually, quietly, you start to understand that the moments that felt like detours were the road, that the people you held on to were the point, that the questions you lived your way into and through were the answer. And so, I want to ask not only the graduates, but everyone here in the Sunken Garden today, every single person, what are you going to do with your precious lives? And here's the best part. You don't need to answer today. We all get to live the questions for the rest of our lives. I'm still asking. I hope I never stop. Some questions don't get answered. You live your way into them. And the road you take turns out to be the one you always knew. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so glad that our roads crossed here today. Class of 2026, make a lot of friends, learn a lot of things, live the questions, and don't run with knitting needles. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Sherwood, for your presence and beautiful words this morning. We will now award LMU's graduate degrees. President Poon and Chair Viviano will greet the new graduates, and candid photographs will be taken of each student. I ask the graduates not to congregate on the stage, but to return to their seats and remain seated until the candidates of all colleges and schools have been recognized and until President Poon confers the degrees near the end of the ceremony. Additionally, I request that our guests remain seated throughout the presentation so that all may have a view of our proceedings. I now ask Dean Estela Zarate to present the candidates for the degrees from the School of Education.
I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Educational Leadership and Social Justice. Will the candidates please come forward?
Stephanie Addison Fontaine. Bernadette Mary Boyle. Lionel Garcia. Jennifer Lee Garcia. Eileen Jimenez Vasquez. Monica Ricon Martinez. Isaiah Peter Eniguez.
Winter Williams Adams.
Lourdes Rodriguez Flores.
Jasmine Sherelle Davis.
Grace Wang Long.
Letitia Lorene Thomas.
Ricardo Andrade Ramirez.
Wana Kawasaki. Sylvia Lawan Branch. Eruijes Llamas. Rebecca Allaire Chadwick. Stephanie Diana Archia. Kristen Diane Louis Martinez. Jasmine Charlene Ham. Jamia McDuffie. And last but not least, Amanda Cooper Lebrecht.
Congratulations to our doctoral candidates. I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Education Specialist. Will the candidates please come forward?
Reina Ajane Danielle Gardner.
Devin Ashley Robinson.
Tiffany Michelle Espinoza.
Guadalupe Selena Galvez.
Charnel Lynn Thompson.
Stephanie Vasquez Reyes.
Angelica Marie Crawford.
Cecilia McGee.
Mariah Latrice Johnson.
Ashlyn Sierra Johnson.
Sabrina Aramburo.
Savannah Alyssa Silva.
Azalia Zarai Arauz.
Marilee Gomez.
Jasmine Lomeli Aceves.
Haley Alexa Silverstein.
Enya Saucedo.
Shauna Ruth Berman.
Lucia K. Campos.
Marissa Nicole McKenzie.
Grecia Marlene Ocampo.
Kaylee Rose Bullen.
Megan Day Dupre.
Mia Raquel Victorine.
Jenny Silviana Alvarez.
Davinia Parton.
Alexandria Margarita Kalust.
Jenna Prakash Desai.
Emily Ann Schick.
Darlie Yesel Salazar Reyes.
Madison Rose Grant.
Tina Nicole Honormand.
Paulina Vinolas. Hannah Lynn Valdez Menor. Eva Grace Brusha. Algery McGuire III. Aurora Quintero Flores. Baudelia Sarai Cisneros Vallejo.
Congratulations to our education specialist candidates. And now, I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in College Counseling and Student Affairs, Counseling, Educational Leadership, Educational Psychology, Educational Studies, Guidance and Counseling, School Administration, School Counseling, Special Education, and Transformative Education and Urban Education. Will the candidates please come forward?
Jeremy Lee Hughes.
Lisette Slim.
Anita Marie Diaz.
Jessica Renee Thomas.
Jared Alexander Anderson Minor.
Roxana Hawk.
Teresa McKinney.
Yesenia Ramirez.
Melissa Diane Fugit.
Jacqueline Diaz.
Alexander Austin Davis.
Sarah Emily Kiko Higashi Jun.
James Javon Davis Wilson.
Isabella Marie Villapando.
Nicole Dominique Echeverria.
Denora Jeanette Medina.
Joanna Iris Garcia.
Edith Waleska Flores Uola.
Noah J. Lumpkin Navarez.
Rebecca Andrea Mendoza.
Jacob Lesh Chaddock.
Azucena Reyes.
Madeline Elizabeth Hoffman.
Catherine Calderon Contreras.
Paige Liberty Palmer.
Jenny Tim.
Eddie Alexis Delgado.
Kimberly Christina Flores.
Natalie Guerrero.
Jasmine Alexandra Zettel.
Jose Eduardo Cabrera.
Edison David Villa Alvarez.
Victoria Celeste Cervantes.
Yaneli Garcia.
Amanda June Mancinelli.
Daisy Ramirez.
Gina Diana Oseguera.
Victoria Cruz.
Lauren Manser.
Judith Nunez.
Celeste Rangel.
Martha Joanna Enriquez.
Rothany Hongen.
Ramon Alejandro Casas Jr.
Tin Trang Lee Nok.
Edith Susana Nunez.
Megan Taylor Kobayashi.
Eliana Hernandez.
Eileen Marielle Schenk.
Carmen I. Figueroa.
Julian Barba.
Sarah Cecilia Urias.
Madeline Sarah Oliver.
Sandy Lisbeth Hernandez.
Tana Kathleen Schweitzer.
Ernestina D. Jasso.
Jessica Ramirez Mendoza.
Maribel Aleman.
Michelle Barrios Campos.
Ashley Nicole Morales.
Yenny Sitlali Lopez.
Landrin Michelle Gibson.
Dyra Reyes.
Tayani Renee Wilson.
Brianna Charisse Perez.
Samantha Rachel Collar.
Lindsay Reese Parmet.
Julia Finch.
Ulissa Cervantes Rodriguez.
Phoebe Mullen Codiga.
Madeline Rose Munns.
Dulce Hernandez.
Benjamin Arnold Sanchez.
Alondra Delfilia Galicia Amezquita.
Catherine Yesenia Rodriguez.
Eugenie Belden Foss.
Javier Martinez Velasquez.
Anna Elizabeth Tarantino.
Yesenia Barbara Lawson.
Crystal Marie Jimenez.
Melissa Renee Downs.
Jenny Ballesteros Alburo.
Andrea Lisette Prado Garcia.
Jocelyn Guadalupe Alvarez.
Wesley Adam Vega.
Sara Alejandra Roboyedo.
Jesus Emmanuel Ceja Pulido.
Mia Veronica Tuergo.
Isabella Madeline Mosqueda.
Abraham Jurado.
Jessica Eileen Hermosillo Peña.
William R.J. Torres.
Leslie Yamalet Ramirez.
Giovanni Carmona Rodriguez.
Cristina Najera Alvarado.
Eunice Lan.
Ulisa Aguilar.
Desiree Castillo.
Giselle Becerril Sanchez.
Angel Aldana.
Elsie Lara.
Jasmine Zaragoza.
Janea Cujo.
Genesis Lara Navarro.
Jasmine Figueroa.
Andrea Guadalupe Hernandez.
Alexandria Perez.
Hannah Dawn Halter.
Alina Medi.
Grace Lauren McCall.
Emily K. Poulter.
Heidi Jeanette Santis.
Melissa Ignacio.
Jesslyn Maria Joshi.
Dulce Concepcion Hernandez.
Alejandra Barbosa Salazar.
Malaya Maglan.
Kaylee Lozano.
Tanya Gallegos Velasquez.
Allison Micah Wilson.
Diana Lizeth Gonzalez Valera.
Sarah Chanel Shore.
Felicia Madrigal.
Tanya Islas.
Jeanette Alicia Ramirez.
Richard Fernando Estrella.
Emma Perez.
Timothy Renee Kohlmeyer.
Monica Wolski.
Antonio Enrique Lara.
Karina Adriana Marcia.
Charles Caleb Alvidrez.
Hector Sandoval Castillo.
Sterling Alana Daniel.
Andrea Yvette Vasquez.
Sonia Jeanette Cortez Torres.
Carissa Tui Tien Ta.
Sofia Dolores Buñuelos.
Jaime Enrique Ronquillo Jordan.
Adelaide Galan.
John Robert Wilson Marsh.
Stephanie Villegas.
Kimberly Rodriguez.
Citlali Stefania Calderon.
Graciela Gonzalez.
Jennifer Gracian.
Melissa Areli Soria.
Fred LeBunniker.
Patricia Ann Aguayo.
Aaron Mulrooney.
Alyssa Renee Hernandez.
Abigail Ann Parker.
Cynthia Janet Collazo.
Aaron Andrus.
Jose Servin.
Mia America Gutierrez.
Alexandra Mia Trejo.
Justin Hong.
Diana Munoz.
Julia Guadalupe Perez.
Natalie Giselle Escobar.
Giovanni Dama Delgado.
Maria Quintanilla.
Christian Jimenez.
Rochelle Corpus Nguyen.
Renee Destry Heller.
Matthew James Ocampo.
Bianca Lisette Garcia.
Sierra Jonelle Robertson Warren.
Alexandra Martin.
Corey Jean Carpenter.
Danielle Foreman.
Ian Joseph Kasengika.
Elisabetta Jacqueline Pepe.
Lucy Ann Chopigian.
Yvette Marie Rivera.
Diana Castrellon.
Dylan Timothy D. Kim.
Sarah Rose Rincon.
Angelina Kim.
Sung Un Kim.
Helen Hailing Liu.
Darian Renee White.
Serena Marquez.
Haley Nicole Nelson.
Kaya Renee Farmer.
Maria Fernanda Medina.
Maria Fernanda Romero Alvarez.
Salma Azpai Zamora.
Karina Canela.
Itai Zamora.
Audrey Molifua.
Jessica Cortez Perez.
Victor Tam Doan.
Dominique Miller.
Haroni Tawul de Berhan Sahilu. Francesca Priscilla Marin. Sarah Majubi. Brenda Paula Aguilar Carrasco. Giselle Ramirez Nava. Gabriel Plencio. Christian Ramirez. Alexa Stewart Harvey Ortiz. Eric Thomas Ortiz. And finally, Tanya Yaritza Hurtado Salomon.
Congratulations to our master's degree candidates. Dean Dale Smith will present the candidates for degrees from the College of Business Administration. And before she does that, we have two other candidates. Oh, we have a few more. Well, here they are.
Jessica Janelle Lewis. Carmina Cortez Gonzalez. Eric Eugene Cooper Jr. Nikyle Samaj Shelton. Tanner Thomas. Landon Edward Tyke. Tyson Goucher. And finally, Brenda Corral.
Okay, I think we can now say congratulations to our master's degree candidates of the School of Education. Dean Dale Smith will present the candidates for degrees from the College of Business Administration.
I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Science in Accounting, the Master of Science in Taxation, the Masters of Science in Business Analytics, the Masters of Science in Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Innovation, the Masters in Entertainment Leadership and Management, and the Master of Science in Management. Will the candidates please come forward?
Robert Dylan Fields.
Marcela Alejandra Alfaro Tavera.
Benjamin Victor.
Oh, have it or no? I'll tell him to go.
Nicholas Lim.
Kevin Campbell Skidmore.
Dorel Ibarra.
Hikaru Ken Kasai.
Julio Medina Craig.
Drake William Crenshaw.
Alyssa Nicole Gomez.
Sela David.
Grant Coakley.
Myleek Jaja McDowell.
Kennedy Shi-Ling Sach.
Stephen Chandler Baum Harvey.
Travis W. Didong.
Callan Elizabeth Harrington.
Angel Caesar Castellanos.
Matthew Mateen Taghizabe.
Lily Annie Rose Goldner.
Brianna Goodall.
Talar Arex Sarkissian.
Tanya Kapoor.
Shannon Alexandria Moore.
Grant Okolo.
Vanessa Collian.
Matisse Maxwell Hawthorne.
Sude Adamo Gulari.
Ajay Dalal.
Aziza Nazar Zemjun.
Eduardo Medina.
Dante Shohanian.
Mohammed Shuaiter Almuteri.
Anthony Johanna.
Kayla Marie Barnes.
Wilson Buckley Stafford Chatham.
Josh Sutaoka.
Faisal Alesa.
Yarden Yehuda Sasson.
Fong Sao Lee.
Marcela Lozano.
Nicholas Harstowit Jojo.
Brandon Jose Acosta.
Jasmine Cheng.
Morgan Marie Daniels.
Che Wei Shi.
Shayla Rachel Williams.
Brandon James Richard.
Josiah Matthew Jans von Rensburg.
Fidel Vieira Araujo.
Brandon Chang. Isabel Helena Moore. Thomas Hogan. Lydia Gonzalez Garcia. Ireland Conti. Ragad Bader Al-Shati. Cleo Saputra. Luis Felipe Ruiz. Connor Ryan Vegting. Eduardo Rafael Garcia Gumila. Nicholas Kirby Cole. Michael Robert Navarrete. Shazeb Atter. Mary Alemayehu Tekele. Nicholson Hartowi Jojo. Thomas Andrew Schlereth. Alexander Thomas Frieder. Tyler Alexander Rosen. Nathan Setia Booty. Tommaso Baldinetti. Alina Buhayenko. Samuel Huang. Lucrezia Baldaccini. Needy Hegde. Margarita Vasquez. Araceli Milan Oyorzabal. Pavlina Alexandrova Varge. Tyler Christina James. Elizabeth Marvel Goldhagen. Ngai Wan Christina D. Fong. Stefania Julia Rogozinska Jik. Jo Yi Pon. Jeremy Maxwell Lee. Drake Hudson Dewick. Brenda Luna. Andres Rafael Rivera. Emilio Meyer. Foster R. Kruger. Caitlin Sierra Smith. Sofia Santos. Lily Dong. Jessica Lucinda Garcia Flores. Audrey Gabrielle Talon. Nicole Cecilia Calero Lazo. Maria Pescheriakova. Martin Eric Louis Jr. Nathan Sella. Travis W. DeLong. Jessica Sakura Uchi. John Jeffries House. Alexa Gutierrez Reyna. Romarius Lamont Williams. Jakari Whitfield. James Rico. Taj Romel Bello. Krzeszimir Tomasz Jaske. Michael Williams. Rebecca Elizabeth Hurst. Kelsey Rosario Marasigan. And finally, Hedrick Keith Devlin.
Congratulations first for 100 years of business education at LMU and congratulations to all of our master's students from the College of Business Administration. Dean Tina Cho will now present the candidates for the degrees from the Frank R. Seaver College of Science and Engineering.
I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Computer Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Computer Science, Environmental Science, Systems Engineering, Healthcare Systems Engineering, and Master of Arts in Teaching Mathematics. Will the candidates please come forward?
George Akram Risk.
Mansi Hitendra Patel.
Shaya Moyayadi.
Janil Patel.
Thais Faustino Caisto.
Hetav Patel.
Neil Samri Kumar Shah.
Vandit Shah.
Raj Niresh Kumar Patel.
Grayson Cloud McKim.
Ayush Minesh Kumar Prabhakar.
Lucas Kim.
Albert James Chase IV.
Eduardo Medina.
Luke Toshitada Perez Sugiyama.
Jessica Barajas Rivera.
Kenta Yamaguchi.
Charles Sick Kim.
Damian Nicholas Ayala.
Miguel Lopez.
Nicholas Michael Hebrard.
Chukwu Emilia Elizabeth Okwo.
Adeline Grace Vintrone Ortega.
Caitlin Lauren Hamner.
Mary Elizabeth Crowley.
Aaron Seth Cho.
Ariana Gabrielle Jackson.
Abdullah Rahat Ali.
Victoria Olivia Gonzalez.
Marina Mariam Aziz.
Omaria Camille West.
Tyreek Akeem Harris.
Anisha Amar Patel.
Lauren Alexis Ochoa.
Christine Erica Phelps.
Andy No.
Matthew Quinto Martinez.
Maria Pashitakova.
Walfrey Barrios.
Mark Anthony Rangel.
Zainab Ahmed Al-Safar.
Jack Christopher Mannion.
Mila Penelope Markovich.
Tristan Robert Minter.
Daniel Felipe Melendez.
Denali Orion Talgatoon.
Kevin Saul Furman.
Evan Justin Steinhoff.
Danielle Jeanette Brown.
Lawrence Raymond Dioso Benitez.
Kevin Omar Perez.
Matthew Ryan Lee.
Owen T. Dewing.
Grayson Von Getz.
Gamichu Te Herpasa.
Vivek Dingra.
Cesar Gallardo Loya.
Clifford John Phillips.
Michael James Archuleta.
Mikael Alexandros Mavromatis.
Owen Reed Dalton.
Addis Catherine Gonzalez.
Justin Shelton.
Isabella Aroxy Stendrud Zadoyan.
Jacqueline Kawin Mack.
Jude Alobaden.
Randy Corinda Burley.
Devanshi Patel. Christine Langmayer. And last but not least, Aishubandu Abudusin Malik.
Congratulations to the master's candidates from the Frank R. Seaver College of Science and Engineering. Woo! Dean Richard Fox will present the candidates for degrees from the Bellarmine College of Liberal Arts.
Hello, everyone. I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Masters of Arts in English, Masters of Arts in Pastoral Theology, Masters of Arts in Philosophy, Masters of Arts in Theology, and Masters of Arts in Yoga Studies. Will the candidates please come forward?
Bradley Scott Dugan.
John Paul Farrell.
Samantha Lim.
William Maher.
Alyssa Bobbitt.
Chester Joseph Molchek Savage.
Jason Michael Montoya.
Serafina Francis Blake.
Yasmin Valerio Nadi.
Deborah Kaufman Giordano.
Marley Ray Ralph.
Armando E. Estrada.
Gabrielle Nicole Stiglitz.
Ti Hong Hua Nguyen.
Elana Nicole Gibson.
Tuk Tan Huai Vu.
Tashina Shalice Medina Chavez.
T. Kim Jung Mai.
Tanika Michelle Roy.
Nora E. Munoz Lopez.
Sybil Dial Kleinschmidt.
Chibike Nkemakulam Okagu.
Kristen Lee Bird. Haley Renee Brockmeyer Oleg.
Carlos Roberto Cruz Aedo.
Shannon K. Raman.
Regan Jayakumar Susai Pool. Isaac Cardenas. Amber Michelle Montgomery. Flor Yvonne Ordonez.
Congratulations to the master's candidates from the Bellarmine College of Liberal Arts. My friend and colleague, Dean Joanne Moore, will present the candidates for the degrees from the School of Film and Television.
I'm honored to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Fine Arts in Film and Television Production, Master in Fine Arts in Writing and Producing for Television, Master of Fine Arts in Writing for the Screen. And now I'd like to invite Dean Dale Smith to join me. We're honored to present the candidates for a Master in Entertainment, Leadership, and Management.
Will the candidates please come forward?
Victor Castaneda Borelli.
John Jeffries House.
Gabata Brooke Gianna Hall.
Jessica Sakura Uchi.
Lisa Shiomi.
Alexa Gutierrez Reina.
Brendan G. Sang Yu.
Jakari Whitfield.
Curtis P. Williams.
Kreshimir Tomas Jashke.
Brittany Elise Fossey.
James Rico.
Asmar Isayeva.
Taj Romel Bello.
Forrest Hansen.
Romarius Lamont Williams.
Malik Kashard Quinn.
Michael Williams.
Jamaria Avion Mason Price.
Rebecca Hurst.
Pablo Aguilar.
Kelsey Marasigan.
Athena Maria Palafox.
Hendrith Keith Devlin.
Jasmine Folashade Sofora.
Zhao Xi Xin.
Savannah J. Hooks.
Xiang Ming Shi.
Amethyst Noel Sayer.
Eric Bowden.
Katerina Sophia Brosvik.
Jin Chen Zhu.
Dea Tiara.
Kavia Ilikal.
Spencer Paysinger.
Sophia Marie Riccio.
Christy Conway.
Katie Elizabeth Furtivo.
Kendall Workman.
Kevin Reyes Navarro.
Lauren Emma Calderon.
Thomas Etienne Robert Bontail.
Alexander Warren Fleming.
Kiko Matthew Sweeney.
Morgan Reese Webb.
Evan Jonathan Fisher.
Mariela Martinez.
Wyatt Jonathan Garrett.
Chase William Carroll.
Connor McKinley Begg.
Breton Olivia Steckel.
Jia Zhang.
Dalia May Pacheco.
Derek Hamill.
Jacob William Zing.
Thomas Joseph Clapp.
Yushuan Lee.
Emma Dugan Verdonick.
David Allen Stanek.
Mila To Jiao Nguyen.
Peter Yu.
Daniel Campbell.
Maria Melnichenko.
Ryan Renee Gloucester.
Taban Patrick Constantino Quirco.
Michael Troy.
Jean-Gregor Tategran.
Alyssa R. Landreth.
Josh Whitaker.
Jordan Elliott Caldwell.
Evan Michael Odensall.
Daniel Thomas Dick.
Shuang Chen.
Lori Leanne Jones.
Giselle Yachiyolo.
Colson John Kouliopoulos.
Lee Dong Wong.
Seth Thomas Sanook.
Madison Shalia Simmons.
Dylan Zeling Yan.
Shania Singh.
Amanda Menglu Lei.
Nadia Danielle Ross.
Shi Chen.
Elijah Winton Taylor Moss.
Jiaze Zhu.
Ethan Scott Archer.
Ying Zhong Wang.
Roberto Angel Romero.
Yi Zhou Shu.
Connor Joseph Aloysius Wilson.
Iran Wang.
Ronaldo Alberto Garnica.
Ferris Langley.
Athena Rites.
Luca Suarez Galvao Bueno.
Dylan Clayton White.
Ezra Gentle.
Ollie Marin Chernick.
Laura Tornga.
Michaela Lynn Gingrey Osborne.
Meredith Kennedy Cooper.
Romeo Yatet.
Leslie Dame.
Joseph Manuel Medal.
Faith Elizabeth Fleming.
Alexandra Elizabeth Ontiveros.
Isis Smith. Stephen Jarrell. Stephen Matthew Wells. And last but not least, Zernal Edward Gilly II.
Congratulations to the master's candidates from the School of Film and Television. Dean Bryant Keith, yes. Dean Brian Keith Alexander will present the candidates for degrees from the College of Communications and Fine Arts.
I am honored to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in Marital and Family Therapy with specialized training in art therapy, and the Master of Fine Arts in Performance Pedagogy. Will the candidates please, 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 please come forward?
Rebecca Elizabeth Laufenberger.
Rebecca Maria Cuellar.
Daniel Rodolfo Josefina Falagon.
Chloe Leonide Gertrude Seeger.
Jennifer Lu Dong.
P. Charlemagne Josephine Bernardino Tapia.
Natasha Marie Daniels.
Bentara Angel Villanueva Cabanayan.
Jane Frances Kai-Ying Say.
Reed Elizabeth Mariama.
Gina Veronica Robinson.
Kennedy Sierra Cardenas.
Zoe Elizabeth Bell.
Jenna Rachel Seitman.
Carrie Chen.
Jessica Guadalupe Ramirez.
Pablo Rosil.
Aida Sixtos.
Rebecca Wallenczak Slepsky.
Thomas Walter Mix.
Providenza Catalano.
Coulter Engber. Ethel Zafranco.
Maria Victoria Mendoza Lingbanan. Jennifer Gerald. And last but not least, Brianna Therese Mack.
Congratulations to the master's candidates from the College of Communication and Fine Arts.
Congratulations again, graduates. I'd like to take this opportunity to share important announcements about the conclusion of today's program. After President Poon officially confers your degrees, please remain standing as Mia leads us in LMU's alma mater, Hail the Crimson and the Blue. You may follow along with the lyrics on the back of your program. After the alma mater, Faculty Senate President Brendan Smith will lead the university faculty, administration, and the recessional, followed by the graduate class of 2026. Graduates, after the recessional, please take a few moments to meet with your faculty at the college and school receptions along Alumni Mall so they may congratulate you, meet your families, and wish you well. And now, please stand. Let's thank our commencement speaker one more time, Dr. Ben Sherwood. And President Poon will come and confer degrees to the graduate class of 2026.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of California and by the trustees of Loyola Marymount University, and on the recommendation of your respective faculties, I now confer on each of you who is eligible the degree for which you're all eligible, the degree for which you have been recommended, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to that degree. In witness thereof, you will receive from the university a diploma signed by the respective officers of the universities. Congratulations to the graduate class of 2026!
And this concludes the 114th commencement exercises of Loyola Marymount University. Congratulations to the graduate class of 2026.
Celebration. a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We gon' celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! It's a celebration.